Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tenez the Human, and welcome back to our Kalmar Union campaign. You join me outside Neustetten, where finally, we're going to take care of the Imperials. We are going to smash this city right now, have revenge for last time, and Prague itself is just one turn from surrender. So we'll be able to start moving these forces eastward too. Elsewhere, well, there's a few problems. There's some Poles floating around. The Lithuanians obviously started attacking us too. So we've got a few forces to deal with regards to them. We are starting to block up the bridges. They won't be able to move any further west than Thorn and Marienburg. But few issues going forward. Albeit with the Poles, yes, we have gone and taken Krakow down the south here. We've got our new trebuchet's armies. After last time, I thought we were going to fight fire with literal fire. So we've got lots of that stuff. You can probably see this is kind of the force I took Krakow with, just a bunch of militia from these various cities. So yeah, more trebuchets over here. We're kind of gathering a force together. We do have some proper units, so the extras from Thorn have come down to the southeast. Obviously we do want to completely wipe out the Poles because they've really offended us last time. Whilst they've got these three here, they actually do have quite a few cities. They have Lvov down here. They actually also have Kiev as well. So they have this kind of very odd empire where they have Kiev over here. They have a kind of few just sprawling strips of land here or there. So we've got to take those guys out, of course. I'm not so worried about destroying Lithuania come to declare the end of this game, but I do want to have the coast. So I might cut them off somewhere around Palanga. Maybe we'll take more. We'll see about that. Teutonic order I'm just kind of ignoring for the meantime. The real focus, the real problems are coming over here with the Novgorodi, because they are just pummeling us time and time again. Because last time, oh yes, of course, King Christopher passed away in the end turn after last time. He did, of course, win the Siege of Revel there, but he passed away a natural death. Not death by fire, of course. Passed away a natural death just a turn later. So sadly, he is done at this point. And that leaves us with a new faction leader, which, oh yeah, Prince Hakon the Mean is obviously the prince there. But Prince Kolbane the Honourable, who is looking magnificent. Where are you, sir? Yes, 7 authorities. Looking very good indeed. So prim, chivalrous in rule. Some lovely traits in here, apart from being cursed, but we ignore that. Where are you, by the way? I can't actually remember. Ah, you're outside Prague. Of course you are. So he'll get to finish off the Imperials. Marvellous stuff. Yes, the Novgorods, yeah, they just keep on pummeling me. Now, obviously, we have pushed them out of these cities before. We're going to have to continue doing the same. I will say now, I might not actually involve all of these battles from here, because obviously there are just so many battles going on around the map at this stage. Some of them, particularly siege defences, are going to be very much same. So we might as well skip the odd bits here or there. But I do have some new plans. Indeed. We have this army here, ready to go and land at Arensburg. If we want to take these out in the field, I think we can do anyway, so we'll probably be alright with that. But I have left the path open at this point. I've just moved a ship here whilst I send my armies up in the north. Their plan, ladies and gentlemen, is very simple. Swing down to Novgorod. We're going to basically rip out their heart from within. To be honest, they're not actually all that big. They've got, is that still the same one? Smolensk, yeah. So they're actually not the hugest empire, and they've thrown a lot of forces already. So I think if we just hold them off on these sieges here, we go and snipe through the back with by taking Novgorod, and they will be done. D-O-N, done. So that's pretty much the plan, really. Absolutely destroy Poland. Imperials will go this end turn right now, and we'll just do what we need to do against the Lithuanians. I'm not sure how relations are doing, but I think we're at the stage of the game where, yeah, everyone just hates us and nothing's going to change at this point. We are trustworthy. Apparently they're reliable. I suppose they probably are. You know that they are just reliably terrible people. Fine. Right, let's head in. Over here, Neustetten. Obviously this is the force that completely slaughtered us last time, but that means they don't have a lot left. So we do have ourselves a fairly proper force of solid infantry here between the Obdashir and the North Swordsmen. A few handgunners, by the way. And plenty of cav, because we don't have the siege equipment in this army. We do need to take out what remains of theirs from last time, and of course tons more in the rear, of course, was the issue. We do have these reinforcements though. Hopefully they'll keep their reinforcements busy, distracted. shoot them down from distance, and a few cav, etc. So we'll be fine, I suspect. Nothing too interesting in terms of the mercenaries there, not too worried about that. Right, let's head in. Let's head in. Good chance Ulf will still end up dying here, because that seems to be what happens every time recently with our lovely chaps in battle. But hopefully we've got the cav to go and snipe off their trebuchets. So we'll see how that all unfolds. Let's head into battle. Interesting little size of the battle. There's quite a lot of buildings dotted around here, so be a little bit careful. If they're just going to come right to the front, we'll just get them shot with those chaps. Our crossbow archers, or crossbow archers, our crossbow cav can go in over there. We'll just give them a slight poke, buy some time. Pull out of there, chaps. Pull out of there. That'll be marvellous. And if actually you two units, if you can go shoot the general, that'd be magnificent. Some mounted crossbowmen from the allies over there. Oh yes, of course. We'll put them on aggressive stance. I do actually have Lucium Total War, that little fairly new mod updated on the game right now. So I do plan on doing a little bit of a video on that at some point. But right now, I haven't been very well, to be honest. So I've been running on backlog of videos for the last week or so. But yeah, haven't quite got around to doing that video. So I did expect one of those before too long. It does mean that I can have a little fit around with the stance of the army there, which would be magnificent. I should probably, at this point, get this force really just full throttle into this position, I think. That would be magnificent. I did get my cavalry around the back, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be that useful because they're a bit distracted by my main force at this point. My cav's a bit wasted against their general, but there's so many of us, we should be fine. Reinforcements are coming in. Mounted crossbowmen, terrible in hand-to-hand combat, but it's not really an issue. As I said, we'll just take up the general there. That I need real fast. That's some more mounted crossbowmen. Lovely stuff. Norse swordsmen might as well start charging in. They're a bit busy, it looks like. Handgunners are going to get a shot in. Cav are hitting their trebuchet. Yeah, this is a simple enough little victory here, I think. Looks like Norse archers need to get some shots in at the back. You guys head into there. And gunners try and get your shots in. But to be honest, we're probably best off just getting our main infantry in. Oof. That could have been kind of ugly for us. Have we killed their general yet? No, we haven't. He's really holding up well. He's down to 2 though. He's not going to last too much longer. And that'll be a couple more of these German family members gone. That is marvellous stuff. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, right. Oh, another thing I should mention. I had to pretty much re-record this entire episode. I did the intro and then things went wrong. I think I had something pop up and then it didn't record the video anymore. So I'm hoping that the day goes as well as it did previously. But we will see. We will see about that. So yes, if any things don't match up, there has been a few bits of having to re-record here. So yes, if it might be that I just I re-record the battle and then reload a later point of the save file, because I do save different versions of the file as I record through an episode, just in case I ever need to go back. But on this occasion, I've had to go back through the whole thing, which is quite annoying. But oh well, it happens occasionally. Just it's a shame it happens when I've not been particularly well, and so I tried to do. I'll just do one episode, and no, it decided to go all wrong. But alas, as is life. Right, get everyone charging in. General, you might as well start at this point. It's a bit of a rout. I'm going to try and mop up as many as possible because of course, after this, we just need to go walk into the city. But this is really just a case of ploughing through them all. There are a few actual... Ooh, there we go, there's the other general. Yeah, there's a few actual units here, but they're so broken up. They've rushed in. They're well out of position. Their friends are routing already. This isn't really what anyone wanted from their point of view. No, it is not. Magnificent. Right, I'm going to mop up the final few men here. And it looks like, once we've done that, we're just going to be heading straight into straight to Prague, because I very much doubt that the Holy Romans are not going to try and hold off with that particular one. Interestingly, they didn't break straight away there. They are shaken. I'm thinking they're going to waver and break. There we go. Don't want leaving Cav too long against the Spearmen, but on this occasion, worthwhile, because they're going to break anyway. Marvellous stuff. Notice the reinforcements coming. No idea which is reinforcements. I could probably just press my button here. Yes, I've already pressed this. It's quite useful. just in case this kills one of our own men, I'm just going to end the battle here. Marvellous stuff. So we only lost a few men. Quite a lot of kills on our part. A few of them left. Doesn't matter. If they've not been completely wiped out, we'll just walk into the city with cannons. You know, we'll release them. They're not going to get very far. Not indeed. Right, so you go and smash it down, walk in, and exterminate. I think we do. I think the end of the Germans need to be exterminated. Abysmal relations as if it ever wasn't. Fearsome battle for Ulfskyas. Marvellous stuff. Right, so he is even with anger. He's a bit of a dready chap. So actually, that wouldn't have been him he just exterminated there, but. Yeah, yeah, oh well, bit of a lost opportunity to do some exterminating. Yes, as I said, Prague is all that's left. Fair amount of cav here. They were quite brutal when they had full strength for this particular army. But no, we'll be absolutely fine. I think we got a mission from this chap to go kill Emperor Hugo. So, yes, indeed we do. Generously recompense. No, I'm afraid you're both just going to die. I might kill him first, but you never know. Oh, marvellous, marvellous stuff. Right, well, I just got to mop up a little bit, but it's essentially end turn, wait for Prague to fall. As you might expect then, they have indeed sallied forth at the end turn here. We need to go and take them out. Shouldn't be too much problem. They're going to sally forth. It's all going to crumble. Hopefully, we'll be able to shoot them down when I originally recorded it. I did manage to kill the Emperor with a rocket launcher, so I'm going to hope that's the way it goes once again. Let's go. Here we are, lovely rocket shots coming into the first Imperial Knights. Lovely stuff. General's bodyguard are going to charge in. They're going to go straight for the pikemen. Like the Ribolt to do their good work once again. We'll see what they want to do. I'm going to get my cav around the back then, General, if you're going to get over there. Into the semi-axeman as it happens, just on the edge of the pikes. Be sensible from them. Yeah, the axemen are not going to enjoy that. So I'm going to send one unit in. Scouts get around the back. Be magnificent. We will indeed get, in fact, more of our cavalry out to the flanks. I've got to put my archers on to skirmish, which is irritating. I think the crossbows were. This one unit was, and then I obviously didn't do it for the rest of them, which is a bit irritating, isn't it? So, marvellous stuff, marvellous stuff. Looks like we're largely going to win because we've got far superior numbers. It would be a good idea, I think, though, if we just start to get our general in on theirs. He'll probably end up fleeing at some point. I got my scouts stuck, didn't I? Yes, I did. That wasn't supposed to happen. So, you, sir, get into the flank. That'll be magnificent. The Imperial German Knight mercenaries can go and chop away their own king. Ha 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 ha! Although they have seemed to have chopped away all of our Samians. The general lies dead. No. Oh, he wasn't killed by a rocket launcher this time. Oh well, that's fine, I suppose. Disappointing. Oh well. We can finish them off. What's happening back here? I'll just go and kill the Prussian archers. There's like 4 cavalrymen charging at them. This is just a mess. Right, whatever. If we don't get to have the proper fun, then I guess the battle's pretty much done anyway, isn't it? Who's not fleeing? Because I'd very much like you to be fleeing so we can just officially win this at this point. So please go and lose and die, please. Thank you! Absolute chaos, but we have indeed won at this point. Press continue, but honestly, I think we're happy to end it here. So, 24% loss, well, whatever. I don't know if I did this better the first time round or not. Certainly, it was a slightly more silly end for the general. Oh, I do like when cavalry charge into the pikes. It is a lovely thing. I do like it when you get the pikes later in the game. Would be nice to have some pike and shot. I suppose just out of that era, aren't we? Right. Well, let's end that up. Let's see the end of the German Prince Heinricus the Mean. And I think, I'm judging by the orders of that, we actually did kill the prince first for the rudeness of asking us to commit regicide. Oh no. God has delivered us. Right, so with that, we exterminate the last of the Germans, and that is them done and dusted. Yes, of course, the regicide has failed, but that means the new important message: faction destroyed the Holy Roman Empire. Magnificent stuff. And yeah, we're not interested in the guild, but we are interested in playing a bit of lovely portable pipe organ. It's just magnificent stuff. At this point, we are now the richest faction. Coming of age, who are you? Sighat Storgart. Legacy of Chivalry. Yes, it's nice when you start with things like that, albeit it does have a few slightly dodgy things like easily riled. It's good at the start, not good as it goes forward, I think. I might be wrong in that, but I have that in my mind anyway. Right, right, around the Empire, we've got a few things that needed dealing with. Yes, particularly over here at Marienburg, where we have quite a lot of Lithuanian forces, quite battered forces, it should be said. They're all kind of various experience. I'm sure one of these forces has like 8 or 9 experience units somewhere. Yeah, there's some like 6 experienced horsemen over here. They're not that badly damaged. In fact, they're quite full. But yeah, in general, they're not the strongest forces in spite of the sheer numbers. So yes, otherwise we do have all of our forces ready to land. We'll probably actually just face this guy off in a one big battle. Actually, that's something we'll probably get on with in a moment or two. So move you. Got that wrong. Okay. Right, we will face that chap. Otherwise, we've got a few more defences of the cities like Revel over here and Narva. Again, to be honest, I'm at that point of the game where it's just complete total war. That really the definition of it at this point. So I'm gonna be skipping through a few battles, not only because I've obviously, as I said, already done a few of these, but also because a lot of them, particularly these sieges, we've seen a few of those the last few turns defending from the Novgorod, and it's going to be much of the same as we whittle down their forces. So if they're very similar battles to the one before, we'll skip a few of them just to make sure we get to the main points, which of course is Admiral John over here delivering the forces. I think the cannon's slowing us down. It is indeed. Yeah, so we're going to go smash Tosno and head towards Novgorod, albeit that might well be next time. We'll see how we get along with that. I have some more Poles to go and deal with because I'm obviously collecting all my trebuchet armies here. So we're going to get ourselves a couple armies. We'll probably go smash these guys. Try and tease them into battle over here. Then see if we can start moving forward, because obviously our armies over here, once I reorganise them, we have a couple stacks here which can start marching eastward, which will be marvellous fun. They've got Lvov, they've also got other things over here like Zotomir and Kiev. So we do need to push all the way along this southern strip and take it all off Poland. Ah yes, on the note of the Poles, that's what we need to do. We need to go and smash this army over here. We've got ourselves all our trebuchets, a nice defensive force. We're going to sit on a hill. Well, there might not be a hill, it's quite flat to be honest. We're going to sit around and we're going to shoot them with trebuchets. To be fair, this is quite an experienced army here. 6 experienced halberds, nothing to shake your stick at. Should shake some very pointy fireballs at them instead. 8 experienced spear militia. Yeah, so they've got some good experience on these chaps. So we're just going to shoot them down with trebuchet. That's the way they need to go. So head into these chaps. We do some reinforcements. That can be controlled by the AI. I'm not bothered by that whatsoever. So let's get them to come and support us as we go and smash them with fire. We're going to have to get our revenge for last time. Oof, I'm looking forward to this. We're going to get our supportive army on an aggressive stance. We do indeed have a bit of a hill, actually, as it turns out. Similar map to as I expected it to be. So we're going to get our trebuchets in position nice and early, get their shots in. We will have ourselves, when they eventually arrive, our obdushers at the front here. Magnificent. We're going to have a bit of a box formation and just start peppering them to death because we can, you know. This is good fun, good bit of vengeance. Obviously, as I said, I picked all the sort of most defensive units here. So these spear lads can all hold a position at the front. We've got dismounted feudal knights with their high defence who are able to just stand around and take the hits. And then we've got a few crossbows just to do their job really. Just shoot back at their crossbows as we shoot everyone else. So how are we doing? 11% shot already. Yes, that's what we want. Yeah, do you love the trebuchets now, Poles? Do you love it now? I think so. Oh, this is lovely stuff. So yes, obviously, it's only kind of box formation. Been a while since I've done a box formation. It's fun to do once in a while. I wouldn't mind these being a little bit more spread along the line, but it looks like it might be a little bit late for that because they're charging in anyway. So I do actually have some dismounted few knights here. If they're not going to send their knights around the back, I will send this unit to come and support up the front because they'll probably need to. They're going to charge straight into my lovely poly, pikey, axey, halberdy, death axes here. I love these things. Magnificent units. And in come the Poles. A couple of them forgot to put their pikes down because they're utter gibbons, but there we go. Sometimes that's the way it goes. You guys come in and help spear militia. There are actually some cav coming around the back here. So you sirs, if you can come and take up those Polish knights, that would be marvellous, because I do think we could probably do with getting these guys up the front here. So you go and do that. I think these guys can just come a little bit more angular on their defences. Thank you very much. Yes, smash the enemy. Right. Yeah, we are getting a little bit stretched in some positions up the front here, but I think in general we're doing pretty well. Reinforcements should be coming in at some point. I put them on aggressive stance, but they're plodding. I think it's the technical term, plodding along. But that's a flaming shot and a half. Oh, I'm loving this. I'm loving it. This is part one of our trebuchet-based revenge on the Poles. If we had better siege equipment, later siege equipment, we might well use that. But we don't have all the mortars and things. Mortars would probably be the most fun, I would think. But sadly, we're not going to be able to do that. So we'll just have to stick with what we've got. I'm going to send the general in to go and help on this little flank here, because the feudal knights are going to lose to these Polish knights, I imagine. They're a little bit damaged already. They are coming into the flanks at this point. Trying to get to our trebuchets is not going to work. Its feudal knights are just such solid units. I know like all the Christian factions have them, but yeah, their high defences are just so important on this game, particularly as people just hold on forever and ever. You can rely on them to hold a position and yeah, just win the battle for you. Right, probably should actually send the general in to actually, you know, help them rather than just stand by. That'd be very kind of him, but he thought he'd let them have their glory. But sadly they've not managed it, so we'll send the general to go and sort them out. To be honest, it might be worth sending these, but I think we better hold them back because they are still pushing into us. Luckily, we have a very solid line with these chaps over here. They are getting chunked down, but they're pretty solid, all things considered. So let's get these guys. They're desperate to charge forward. No, sir, no, sir, no, sir. All infantry, do make sure you're on guard mode. Something that I didn't do until this point. I need to put the pikemen on guard, but not these chaps. Ooh, fire. Yeah, I can tell you right now, the end card for this series, all the notes I've made for the end card, are basically entirely based on flaming things, cannons. Yes, it tells most of the story really. So I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure there's even one clip so far that isn't that. It seems to be the way that this story is going. So right, it does look like they're sending even more into over here. So I'm going to get these guys to come in and help you guys into there. General will be fine. Finish off the Polish knights. We do need to get some of these chaps into battle at this point. Kind of losing our flexibility.
Only half the
I think we'll be okay though. I think we'll be okay. We are getting whittled down, I think is the correct way to phrase it. 14 to 58% though. We haven't actually lost very much considering considering how much we have had this line knocked back a bit. Right, they are all fleeing, pretty much just fleeing at the sight of us at this point. Perfect stuff. They're broken as well. We've got one feudal knight who can go and charge people down. When reinforcements ever going to show up, by the way? They're going to distract someone and go and get my Norse archers killed. Thank you, guys. Just put the Norse archers to be charged by their knights. Ridiculous. Polish are pretty darn good cavalry at the end of the day. We shouldn't be wasting our chaps. Right, well, at least it's distracted a few units. I think we're pretty much on the counter-offensive point at this stage, aren't we? Yes, all infantry! Charge! Yes, we slay the enemy general with good old pikes, not even with fire. Unfortunately, not with fire. As would happen, everything on the version that didn't record properly, they all died by fire for the perfect revenge. But oh well, it will just have to come another time. It's all fine. Not for those chaps; they're all crispy and very much dead. Right, I think trebuchet should probably, yeah, you should probably stop. That was our one feudal. That was our one feudal knight. Rotting cow carcasses. Oh, I forgot about those. No, don't worry about those. We're fine about that. Right, mop up as much as we can. And, well, it doesn't really matter because I'm just going to load up the later version of it and move on to the next part. But mob them all up. It's all part of good fun and good experience.
all civilized.
So there we are,
peoples
minimal
may be
people lost in
awed
that
by the
battle.
victory we
Thorberg
have
doing
won
some
here
marvellous
today.
job. Berishlev, what a good name that is. I do like that name. Another end turn then, and Lithuania come to attack over here at Marienburg. Now, I must... This is a quite ridiculous battle, actually. Essentially, they don't really have enough infantry to do anything, so their infantry die, and then they just stand around and achieve nothing. So, it's fine. I'll do this for now. But they have attacked, but it just didn't really end up with anything happening. Much like this battle over here. Again, another one where they just throw themselves to the slaughter. Plenty of men. They just seem to struggle to actually get into the town. But of course the big battle is this one over here outside Arensburg, where we want to go and take on this force here. That's another force behind our back that we don't have to worry about. It also means that we open up Arensburg as the island, gives them no access to the Black Sea. Oh, the Black Sea, I keep saying that, the Baltic Sea. So yes, this one's going to be important for us. They are just a huge pile of archers by and large. Yeah, they've got archers and just all sorts of nonsense. Nothing particularly good, if I'm honest. We're not the best force here. We're quite cavalry heavy, but that's kind of fine because they've got an awful lot of archers. I'm just going to get around the back of them, just cause a bit of damage. Basically, just pin them in place and smash them because they just don't have enough cavalry. So let's get into Arensburg then. We'll clear this off, and then we'll pretty much be in a place to kind of ponder where we are on the campaign map again. So this is an intern full of ridiculous long battles, but I think this should be really putting Novgorod in their place. Let's go. Makes sense for us to start moving nice and quick towards them. In fairness, the cannon might as well just sit there and start shooting, no problem with that. What I probably want to do actually is get all my cav, apart from the general himself, and just take them all out to the flank here. That'll be magnificent. They're going to start shooting in at us very quickly actually. So let's get you grabbed into one group, and the rest of you, to be honest, I'm quite happy for you just to keep charging on forward. General, if you want to go and just charge into those Kazakhs, that'd be magnificent. Let's get everyone running because we're going to take some heavy damage from their missiles before we actually kind of hit ground with them. So we'll just take this particular force over here, and honestly we'll just start smashing straight into them. Just get in there completely. Everyone get in and start smashing them. Lovely. And that, to be honest, is all we're going to do. We're just going to do this the proper old-fashioned way. No tactics, just engage our lads, get a charge in. General is taking on their Kazakhs, which is kind of pretty helpful for us, all things considered. Crossbow militia just stand there, take skirmish mode off. All cavalry contingent, just keep ploughing through, please. That's kind of what I want from you. My general hopefully isn't getting himself too pinned in, but he should be fine. Yeah, I think we're just going to get around them here. Plough on, plough on, plough on. You get out of there. That's their general. Okay, yeah, you've done a bit of work to distract those Kazakhs. That's fine. You get yourself there. Right, we do really need to get these cav around the back properly at this point, and they're not Rome Total War cavalry, so they're not kind of moving as quickly as I'd like them to. There we go. Right, let's just reassess this because I have just sent everyone in a mad charge here. Essentially, I have myself several units on this flank who need to go over to this flank. So that's what we're going to do. I think we've kind of both won our right side of the battlefield here. But our cavalry is very much going to smash into them at this point, finish them up. So, General, you get in there as well. Unfortunately, blowing the Horn of Destiny doesn't do what it does on Rome Total War. It doesn't keep the General safe, which is a bit upsetting, but oh well. I'm going to blow it anyway, and the General magically lived because he lived in the original version of this, and that's the save file that will be loaded. So, into battle we go. Yes, there we are. And they've melted now. Just throwing huge piles of cavalry at the flanks as they made most of them melt away. That's lovely. And with this, that does close off the Baltic Sea from the Novgorodis. And that leaves us in a pretty strong position because we now have completely uncontested trade routes, albeit, you know, we already had control of the sea, but it's nice to kind of completely confirm that. It's another powerful trading post for us. And also just means there's nothing kind of ready to poke us in the back, because the army was slightly worrying. They could have easily just got a boat out one turn and sent it after us. So at this point, we're pretty much ready to yeah, go for the Heartlands, because Novgorod isn't as big as it looks. It's pretty powerful, it's rich, it's got lots and lots of armies, but most of those have run themselves into the brick wall that is my citadels. And as for the rest of them, well, I don't think they're going to last too long. There actually are a few spearmen over there from the reinforcements, so let's just go and get everyone in that direction, crossbowmen, and finish them off. But by and large, I don't think we've got too much to worry about, because I think they'll break from the charge here. So let's see how they go. Yeah, just a few of them. They don't look too confident right now. Yes, they. Yeah, you shouldn't have really come into this battle. Axe in the back. Yeah, your wife will know that you weren't heroic, sir. You don't die with an axe wound in the back. No, you die with it in your skull. But there we go. There we are. Another battle complete there. And things are starting to come together. What to do is gather our forces down in Poland, start pushing them towards the borders, and yeah, really push down the bottom, the very southern corner of the map, because things like Lvov and Kiev, very strong settlements, they're very worth having. So we'll go and do that on our way to plough through the Polish. As for Novgorod, yes, as I said, we're going to go straight for the heart. With the conquest of Arensburg, then we are ready to start moving forward. What I want to do is get Prince Hakon the Mean over here, who, despite his name, is actually very chivalric. Interesting chap, to be honest with you, but no, he's got some good traits altogether. Prone to rhetoric, -1 authority. Yes, he's going to say it's gone too far. That's a bit upsetting, considering he's said to be king one day. But nonetheless, what we're going to do is start throwing him towards the Teutonic Order. I'm probably not going to just throw my army in there. I'm just going to start wandering into their land and just see if they take the bait. I do need to get a force at Window, but I would like to have some siege equipment for the bridge there. So I'm going to have to go and sort that out. I have got some siege equipment lying around, but ideally, I don't know, some catapults, revolts would be nice, but I don't really have them right now. So we have had a little bit of the odd skirmish with the Lithuanians in between turns here. Just kind of pushed them out. Yes, you can see all those forces over there eventually ended up back on the borders. And elsewhere, we're just kind of really pushing forward against the Poles here. Several of our armies are moving this direction at this stage. Obviously got the king himself, King Kulbein the Honourable, and the faction leader, of course, as he's moving his way over there. He is 60, so we'll see what he manages to succeed with here. But we've got plenty of forces to try and counteract the Poles, including this kind of weird reinforcement force. Not particularly good at all. Oh yes, we do have quite a few merchants who are on the job at the moment. So we're just going to get those to mop up any of these annoying ones around the map. Who is my good one? Yeah, you were ridiculously good. 1,000 at the moment. That'd be a bit of a waste. Yes, these are my two redonkulously good ones. They're going to go eat that guy over there. You're absolutely fine. You go over there and start making some money as well. You're a bit more basic. I don't think you're out of my merchant guild town, but nonetheless, pretty useful, all things considered. Oh yes, also this guy here, Sven of Tassilic, who I love because it reminds me of if you've ever seen Many a True Nerd's Denmark campaign. He had a great general called Sven of Tassilic, who he renamed Sven of Milton Keynes, of course. Conquered England, as you might imagine. I did love that those two names came back together for this campaign. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So yes, Vandenberg's taken, you know, our forces are coming together. We've kind of naturally, we are getting our forces kind of gathering around the seas here. Odd bit drips and drabs that we can collect are coming to join the armies. Of course, I have changed these two old castles into cities at this point. So I'm lacking big infrastructure in this part of the world. See, I can, quite a few places, get out my Norse war clerics. So they can generally do the job. And to be honest, when we've got the upgrades to shield and sword, we've seen how demonic these spear militia can be. Yes, because we've got some gold experience, some gold shields over here. They were quite demonically powerful. I've been very impressed with those guys in the city defences. It's going well for us. And I have seen actually in large city up here in Narva, one of the advantages of Denmark, you do end up being able to get a huge amount of your general troops just out of cities. So you don't really need too many castles. You do in the early game, but as you go forward, you do want to be converting a good majority of them, because you really can get away with a lot of that. Just be aware, obviously you can't get your proper cavalry. Although no proper cavalry actually. It's like getting my men out. Where have they gone? Oh yes, here we are. Haven't used these yet. The Svena. The Svena, marvellous unit. I can only get as the Kalmar Union, of course. But they come out of the really late Royal Barracks. Or the Royal Stables. I can't remember exactly what the building's called. But they are, you'll notice most of my cavalry are 30 men. These are 60, so this is a huge pack of cavalry. They are essentially scouts. They're not massive in terms of their stats, but they are they're better than the normal scouts, who I think have very low attack. I can't quite remember exactly how they compare. Yeah, they're 3, 3, 10, and the Savannah are obviously double number and 7, 5, 7. So as well as the good morale. So these are quite nice to have. They're essentially kind of squires, as it said here. But no, they're a nice, unique unit for these guys. It's a bit of a shame that we can't get them until quite so late, but they'll be very efficient at chasing down enemies. And they're not too bad for a little charge, to be fair. They're not going to hold in battle very long, but with an attack at 12, good morale, not a bad unit to just throw in for a charge. You know, normally you hold your scouts back, but they're not too much of a problem at all. Right, oh, I did already have someone there to go and take him out. Lovely, successful acquisition. He's thus wasted his time and didn't need to move. You can go and get 600 off from that amber. One of my economy's looking a lot better now. I've gone out of my way to be training merchants in the background the last few episodes, so looking in a much better state there. Right, we are now moving on towards Tosno. Now, whilst they probably have spotted us, they've got a tower there, so I don't see why they wouldn't, albeit there is thick forest, but I'm sure they can see me from the town, to be honest. We'll just pounce on them. These guys are hiding in the forest. What I probably do, actually, send a small force, and there should be mercenaries over the border, I'm sure. I'm sure when I played as Novgorod before, we can get mercenaries here. If we can get some mercenaries, we'll send a few units to go and take that, and then we can leave the main force over here. We'll go onto the bridge and attack the city from the bridge. That's ideal for us, of course. So yes, we're gonna skip through a turn or two, see what happens. But essentially, we need to get our forces up to Tosno, up to Novgorod, and just see if the Teutonic Order want to take the bait, because I would quite like to go and nab Riga off them. Yes, it turns out teasing the Teutonic Order is something that's going to work. Okay, I suspect if we win this battle, we're going to have to battle again. This might not go very well for our young prince here. It says 1 to 2, which isn't great as it goes. What have they got? They got their Nacken, which are a bit like my Svena, to be fair. They're pretty much the same unit, but only half the soldiers. Honestly, there's like no infantry to hold a line here, and I've better cavalry than that, so I should be fine. The first army, at the very least. Probably need to get onto them pretty swiftly. Incoming the rear, again, not really a proper force, but just kind of drips and drabs. In some ways a bit awkward to deal with, but alright, we'll be able to win this. Don't see why we shouldn't win this. The Livonian auxiliaries are very powerful though, so I do need to be careful with my cavalry. I'm going to make sure I take care of these without losing them, because I need to take out the... Yeah, I need to take out their missiles. Pretty very dangerous indeed. Right, let's hope for some high ground. But in this part of the world, I don't think that's too likely. Let's get in. Let's see if Prince Hagon the Mean can, make this work. Turns out we do have ourselves a glorious hill to defend here, which is great. And they've sent their Livonians forward, which I would suggest is a very foolish plan, chaps. So we get the feudal knights with a proper charge on them. We just try and get the Huskars and the clerics around the back, because they'll probably be a bit faster getting first when they don't have the good charge. So we'll go and do that. You can just make sure that these guys are not shooting into there. They will be, unfortunately. It's fine, we'll just see what happens. In comes the charge. Kasplat onto these chappies, hopefully. That'll be them gone. Oh, we hit one in the back. Lovely stuff there, lovely stuff. They are breaking up very, very fast here, which is what we wanted to see. Okay, get ourselves into these neck, and if we can go and grab them nice and quick, we can take them out. We should have the advantage over them. So if we can just get on top, that will be ideal. If the Nekin are getting forward, we're starting to get ourselves surrounded. We are impetuous, fresh, eager. Cool. We are still in a good place here. Let's not worry too much onto those Nekin. Some shots are coming in at us now. Missing, because it should be hard to hit us on the top of the hill. They're going for the cannons. I have left one set of swordsmen in front to hold the line. So, sirs, if you could defend them, that would be magnificent. I saw that one coming, sirs. Over this side, I need to get you... No, it looks like they've hit my troops anyway, but I'm going to get my general out to help them. As for the cav, they are still fighting away back there, and I honestly would much rather you start heading in that direction into the bombards. Go and clear those out. We'll be fine with the rest of it. Let's go and take the... Oh, that was the general. That could have been bad. Yeah, what I want to do is make sure their artillery isn't going to cause us problems. So, swordsman, your job was to defend and guard that position. I know I told you to attack, but if you can do that, that'd be grand. They are going to take some damage, I think, at this point. Hopefully not have too many issues. Right, move on to the Great Bombard at the back. I don't mind if one of you just stays back to deal with the Necken, that is okay, but don't want to have too many issues with those. Okay, General, get yourself forward. These swordsmen are, luckily they're the two experienced ones, so they're going to have to be able to hold a little bit more than they probably should have. We'll send in those guys to help out. General, hit, oh there's spearmen. You guys go and hit them. General, just hold there. Just hold there. That'll be absolutely fine. Right. They have been cleared off, which is good. Get all the cav back into battle. They can come over here. Apart from, just I don't know, U12. U12, just go and chase them down. Everyone else back into the main bout. Magnificent. So some of their reinforcements are coming from over here. Into them, because our swordsmen aren't going to hold for too long. There we go, Axeman's chopped down their general. Well done, sirs. In comes the shot of our general into the side of their Necken reinforcements. Some sword brethren as well. They are not going to be happy with that. They are routing indeed. They are perfect for us. Perfect. Get the semi-axemen in to help. We'll extend this line across a little bit. We possibly need to be turning round, because are they coming in from that side? Where exactly are they? They're just a bit all over the place at this point, aren't they? Okay, we've got General in there, hit the back of the spearmen. And otherwise, it's just a bit of a mess, but a mess that we hopefully can mop up as much as possible. Okay, this is interesting. Yep, they've broken. They can see the charge coming from our other General, and they are running away. Marvellous. Can we just get our catapults, cannons to stop? I don't think we need the artillery going anymore. I'm not sure who's actually still fighting. Is it just them? Might just be these guys actually. Get the Necken and hopefully mark them all up. What are we on? 16 to 46. 46? Where are they then? Where are they all? But I could killed them all. They were hiding in the forest or something like that. I don't know. I found them. They all literally are just hiding in that corner. I'd missed that completely. He doesn't want to be here, does he? Yeah, they're all back here just watching their friends all die. Okay, interesting. Well then, I think, sirs, we'll get ourselves back into position. So if we grab our formation here, we'll just get ourselves rejigged. We'll just rejig ourselves on the side of the hill. It'll be all fine. In the end, they haven't done anything, so I'm just going to get myself into position and start shooting them down. I have waited until a little bit fresher, but I reckon we can take them out without too many problems. So hopefully this wouldn't have all been a really foolish decision. No, let's get all of our chaps, all of our cav at this point. Every last one of them, and they can all just head out in that direction. Apart from you, actually, you're supposed to just help guard the cannons, so you can continue to do that. So hopefully we have them a little bit penned in. They're slightly downhill, but not hugely, which is a bit annoying because it means they are still able to shoot at us. But I'm not too worried about that. If are they just all archers and things? They are indeed. Okay, well, looks like a repeat of last time then. All of you in. So you two into those Livonians. You two, in fact, yeah, you might as well come in and help on this occasion. And you into them. Let's go. Let's go. Let's try and clear them out. We'll probably shoot our own general with fire. Seems to be what normally happens. Not bad effort there, but hopefully we'll smash into these guys. Now, as for the rest of us, everyone who's not cavalry, I reckon we can start to move some of you forward, actually. Might as well. Let's just start running. Let's just start. Okay. I was terrified, but it wasn't me this time. Woohoo! Okay. Albeit I'm going to tell them to stop at this point. Albeit no, just shoot them. Just shoot the ones at the back. That'll be fine. Our cav are all piling in on the front here. Right, all infantry. Just charge in. Just charge into the burgers over there, and hopefully we'll clear them out. Our general needs to just come in and smash the trebuchet. That's fine. You just get out of the way. You just don't do anything, please. Just don't cause chaos. I just want to live. Okay, general, make sure you don't get yourself killed. That would be ideal. And if my infantry can all just start piling in, we'll be okay. These cav, all of you, out to those Livonians, need to take them out. They are potentially very dangerous indeed. Norse archers just need to... In fact, to be honest, you're pretty good hand-to-hand. Just get in there at this stage. What are we dealing with over here with the generals? Nothing too much. The Schnecken aren't really an issue, but we should start to swing some of our swordsmen in this direction anyway. Yeah, they are. They're going. They're completely gone. We're pretty much done here, but we just need to make sure we don't do anything stupid or get anyone killed who need not die. So let's mop them up. Particularly the not so much Schnecken, so much as the... Where are the siege traps? Siege guys. I don't know, the siege chaps, that's the word I was looking for. We're going to mop them up as much as possible. I'm glad I pressed on, because I could have easily just let the timer run out on this particular battle. To always try and make sure I have that on when I'm defending, because you never know when the AI just melts into stupidity. And sometimes that can cause some problems. So we'll mop these up. We'll see where we're left with here, because 83%. There are 2 or more armies to come. And it can not end so well if I'm not careful with that. I should really be careful with this guy as well, because that was order spearmen I just charged into. I thought they'd just melt, but they didn't. Oh, marvellous stuff. Okay, yeah, last few to go then. Last few. Everyone just get your swords out. Choppy, choppy, choppy. Heroic victory there. Pinsac on the main did a good job. Lots of experience gained, but I'm not expecting them to hold back on the second wave here. I will execute though. Looks like we've got more to do. No, nothing. No extra attack there. 55, but he is eager and smart, which are 2 lovely, lovely traits. Big shame, but he's way too old. House of Harm Merchants Guild, of course. Sherenek of Ivashkovo. Some chap needs to die, of course. Well, he's going to throw himself to his death soon enough when he attacks anyway. Apparently he's overly suspicious, so I don't think we're going to kill him. He always give me stupid missions. Okay, we're topping everything. We've got ourselves a new child somewhere. He no longer feels honoured. Odd, but okay. Don't know if that's bad, but it's something. So, disrespecting prisoners apparently is chivalry, but whatever, it's all fine. We could probably send him to defend. Are we going to be able to defend this? It's me. I think 4 full units and a load to keep towers on should be fine. Not the easiest, but we've got the catapult. Catapult is all we ever need. It will be absolutely fine. Okay, and Revel, of course, is able to get some troops out, so we'll get some more out of there. Not the best in the world. The Norse swordsmen, they're a bit average, but it's good to get some people moving. Ah, yes, over here. So, to finish this up today, we need to get ourselves onto that position, onto the bridge, and to be honest, is there much point of... Ooh. Is there much point of even holding back? We've got the cannons. We can get straight in. Magnificent. Okay.
March.
Oh, that wasn't what I wanted you to do. Fine, whatever. Right, let's go. Huh? Why are we not going to win that? That's a bit strange. 5 to 7. Interesting. Right, well, I guess we'll have to do that ourselves at some point. That should be easy enough. But anyway, we have Novgorod to go and smash into. So we've got to go and do that. But I think, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be something for next time. We are pretty much ready to go then. Novgorod and Tosno are going to fall. You see, they don't actually have a very big empire. It isn't as strong as it might look. Teutonic Order are over at Velike Luki, which is interesting. I think they're still allies, aren't they? They are indeed. They are indeed. But you never know. They might stab each other in the back. Okay, so where are we before we head on to next time then? We have ourselves big force outside of Palanca here. We could probably take them on and lose, but in order to open up the door for someone else. What happened to the general here? Did he get murdered? He might have got assassinated. Or he was never there. I don't know. I can't remember, to be honest with you. Over here, Hakon. Are we pushing our luck to do another battle? We probably are, you know. We probably are. We'll see what we can do about that. We might pull back and reinforce that force. That's probably going to be for the best. Narva looks like they've pulled their forces away to go and head back to Novgorod. So we'll collect a force up there in the citadel. Get some more men to join the battle. By and large, actually, fairly solid forces. So we'll just get a few more axemen. We'll start moving on from there. Yes, Novgorod are going to fall apart then. We need to just hold on here. Riga will soon come under our sway, as will Palanga. As for the Poles, well, we've got the armies descending on them. And whilst they're covering their forces in Jasto, we'll just kill everyone else if you want to bolster that particular town, sirs. They have big forces everywhere, don't they? We could have some huge battles of them moving forward, but we'll see. We will see all about that next time, ladies and gents. For now, I will leave you. I'm Thomas. This is To Nose to Human, and this has been a Kalmar Union campaign. Thank you and goodbye. No!
Just checking.
Oh, sweetie pie, I've got a deal for you. A sweet little magic card, just $500. Just $500 of my precious dollars.
I'm standing on a chair right now. I can't get down.